Hi viewers, welcome back to history class. Today in this chapter we are going to discuss about anti-colonial movements and decolonization process in Asia. French Indochina, rise of anti-colonialism, the emergence of Viet Minh, decolonization in India, diarchy in provinces, lack of measures to industrialize India, India in the days of Great Depression, impact of depression on Indian agriculture. Anti-colonial movements and decolonization process in Asia. Decolonization is a process through which colonial powers transferred institutional and legal control over their colonies to the indigenous nationalist governments. French Indochina, rise of anti-colonialism. Indochina, today's Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. Indochina was under the control of France. During the French Revolution, they learned French language and its culture, and also learned from them the idea of revolution. During the First World War, about 1 lakh Indochinese fought in France and returned with first-hand knowledge of how the French had fought and suffered during the war. Communist ideas from mainland China were also a major influence. In 1916, there was a major anti-colonial revolt which was crushed brutally. There were also guerrilla activities in Tonkin, the place from where Ho Chi Minh was to arrive. Ho Chi Minh was born in Tonkin. When Ho Chi Minh was 21, he went to Europe. After working as a cook in a London hotel, he went to Paris. In the Paris Peace Conference, he lobbied for the independence for Vietnam. In 1921, he became a founder member of the French Communist Party. 2 years later, he went to Moscow and learned revolutionary techniques there. In 1925, he founded the Revolutionary Youth Movement. After the peasant revolt he led was crushed in 1930, he went to Moscow again. Inspired by Mao Zedong, he returned to Indochina after the Japanese invaded. It organized the communists and carried on his anti-colonial struggle. He also played an inspirational role leading the war against the USA. Emergence of Viet Minh. The mainstream political party in Indochina was the Vietnam Nationalist Party, formed in 1927. In 1929, the Vietnamese soldiers mutinied, and there was a failed attempt to assassinate the French Governor General. This was followed by a large-scale peasant revolt led by the communists. The revolt was crushed, followed by what is called White Terror. Thousands of rebels were killed. Crossing over the border into Vietnam in January 1941, they organized the League for the Independence of Vietnam, or Viet Minh. This gave renewed emphasis to a distinct Vietnamese nationalism. Decolonization in India. Diarchy in provinces. The decolonization process started in India from the beginning of the 20th century with the launch of the Swadeshi movement in 1905. The outbreak of the First World War brought about rapid political as well as economic changes. In 1919, the Government of India Act introduced diarchy that provided for elected provincial assemblies as well as for Indian ministry to hold certain portfolios under transferred subjects. The Montagu Declaration read, increasing associate of Indians in every branch of the administration and the gradual development of self-government in India as an integral part of the British Empire. This measure of the British government was to buy the political peace needed to expand the tax base. The Indian National Congress rejected diarchy and decided to boycott the legislature. Lack of measures to industrialize India. There was no change in the colonial economic policy. Incentives were provided only for the British iron and steel industry by guaranteeing purchasing contracts. India in the days of Great Depression. The Great Depression of 1929 had a disastrous impact on British trade and business. Foreign investments declined, particularly in the heavy industry sector like railway building. Britain transmitted the effects of depression to its colonies. Bilateral trade treaties between Britain and the member states of the British Empire were signed at an economic summit in Ottawa in 1932. in which the participants, including India, agreed to give preference to imperial, that means the British goods, over non imperial goods. India was forced to adhere to the policy of balancing the budget. The government of British India also raised revenue tariffs mainly to gain foreign currency. The currency exchange policy fueled tensions between the colonial government and its subjects and intensified the political agitation against British rule. Impact of depression on Indian agriculture. The Great Depression also dealt a death blow to Indian agriculture and the indigenous manufacturing sector. The value of farm produce declined by half, and the landowners compelled to pay rent for their land to the British. In terms of the prices of agricultural commodities was doubled. Farmers and Indian manufacturers therefore had to sell their gold and silver reserves to subsist. The great fall in price prompted Indian nationalists to demand protection for the internal economy. The 1930s saw the emergence of the Indian National Congress as a militant mass movement. The call given by the Congress for a civil disobedience movement evoked a tremendous response in rural India. Left radicalism was also very much in evidence. Government of India Act 1935, abolition of provincial diarchy, introduction of diarchy at the centre, abolition of Indian Council and introduction of an advisory body in its place, provision for an all Indian federation with the British India territories and princely states. Government of India Act 1935 provided for greater power to the local governments and the introduction of direct elections. In the 1937 elections, the Congress won a resounding victory in most of the provinces. However, the decisions of Britain to involve India in the Second World War without consulting the Popular Congress ministries forced the Congress to resign from office. Anti-colonial movements in Africa. Colonization of Africa. The Berlin Colonial Conference of 1884 to 85 resolved that Africa should be divided into spheres of influence of various colonial powers. Spheres of influence means a country or area in which another country has power to affect developments though it has no formal authority. Boers War. British colonies, Natal and Cape Colony, Boer State, Transvaal and Orange Free State. In 1886, they discovered gold in Transvaal. So many British miners settled in and around Johannesburg. Boers people who has lived in Transvaal hated these British miners. They referred to as them Woodlanders. So Boers taxed them heavily and did not give any political rights. In this situation, the question raised who was supremacy in South Africa, either British or the Boers. Fearing attacks from the British, the Boers armed themselves and decided to attack. The Boer War lasted for 3 years, 1899 to 1902. Initially, the Boers were succeeded, but by the first half of the 1900s, the Boer army was defeated. The Boers took to guerrilla fighting. This continued for about 2 years. In retaliation, the British destroyed farms and crops. They set up internment camps for Boer women and children. Shortage of food, medical, and sanitary facilities caused the death of 26,000 people. The British annexed the two Boer states. In 1907, full responsible government was given to the Transvaal and the Orange Free State. The four states formed into a union and the South Africa Act was passed by the British Parliament in 1909, provided for a Union Parliament of Cape Town. The Union of South Africa came into being in May 1910. Nationalist politics in South Africa. There were two main political parties, the Unionist Party, which was mainly British, and the South African Party, which had largely Afrikaners, that means Boers. Apart from this, a militant section of the South Africa Party formed the National Party under Hertzog. In the 1920 elections, the National Party gained 44 seats. The South African Party, now led by Smuts, secured 41 seats. At this juncture, the British dominated Unionist Party merged with the South African Party. This gave Smuts a majority over the military Afrikaner controlled National Party. Racist policy against the blacks. In 1923, an act was passed to confine the native residents to certain parts of towns. Already, an act of 1913 had segregated black and white farmers. The 1924 elections were won by the National Party with the support of labor movement composed mainly of white miners. In the Cape Province, the voting right to blacks was abolished. Apartheid in South Africa. Apartheid means racial discrimination. Racial discrimination, which means separateness, became the racial policy of the Nationalist Party in 1947. Apartheid is based on the belief that the political equality of white and black in South Africa would mean black rule. Verwoerd, who was Prime Minister of South Africa from 1958 to 1968, was the brain behind the apartheid policy. The African National Congress, founded in 1912, fought the practice of racism. The ANC was banned and its leader Nelson Mandela was put behind bars. In 1990, the ban on ANC was lifted and Mandela freed after 27 years. In the election held subsequently, the Africans were allowed to vote and ANC won the election and Mandela became the first black president of South Africa. Dominion status for South Africa. The South Africa Party and the National Party united in 1934 to form the United South Africa National Party, or United Party for short. The Smuts and Hertzog alliance lasted until 1939. South Africa during World War and its aftermath. When the World War II broke out, Union Party wanted to support British and Hertzog African Party wanted to help to Germany. The parliament, however, decided in favor of war and Herzog resigned. Smuts continued to function as the prime minister until 1948.